Yo, 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 what up, what up, what up, what up? This your boy First Fam Chill on the Daily V.E.N.T, man. You know what I mean? You already know what we do here. We voice every negative thought. You know what I mean? So this one right here, this is for why men and women bring up their exes on dates. Um, and there's really not no right or wrong answer for it, but it's definitely a conversation that need to be had. You know what I'm saying? Why is it that some men and women can't seem to resist bringing up their exes on dates? Is it insecurity? Is it nostalgia? Or are they simply looking for validation? That's what we're going to explore. All of this today, we're going to explore all of that. I'm just, going to give everybody a little minute to get here. If you ain't get here yet, get here. I would love to hear y'all responses to the conversation that's been had today. I got a message right here that I want to read. And it said, I once went on a date and all he talked about was his ex. And the young lady goes on to say she says she kept comparing me to her last boyfriend. What gives? Why do we do it? Why do we bring up exes, right? Let's break it down. First off, some people might bring up their exes because they're still processing their past relationships, right? It might not be that they're hung up on their ex. They might just be trying to make sense of what went wrong or went right. So I think, that's where both parties were, whether male or female, end up bringing up their ex, while y'all trying to get to know someone new. I want to hear from our listeners, everybody that's listening. And I want to have our first caller on the line. So, if you got anything you want to add to this, let's see what the deal is out here. So I got my coffee right now, you know what I'm saying? We might have this conversation, see what folks is up there doing tonight, or this morning, rather. And so we're gonna see what it do. If y'all just tapping in, y'all cruising past. Like I said, we all guilty of doing it, men and women, bringing up our exes on dates, and I guess sometimes it's excessive for other people, right? So you're talking about y'all out to eat. It's a general place that y'all meeting at, and you say, you ask about, like their past relationships. They bring up like, yeah, I was with my ex for 4 years. All we did was eat pizza, and then, the woman tells you about her experience with her ex, and she like, all he did was talk about his ex like the whole time. Like every time he found something that he didn't agree with, he would bring up his ex. So and then they say they kept comparing a person to the last person that they were with. So I just want to know y'all thoughts on that. You know what I'm saying? Because this is something that's relevant in the dating. There's a lot of people on dating apps and different things, and they meet people, and this type of conversation happens where you want to know about the person. So is it right to ask about their ex, or have them tell you about theirs, or do you really want to know about their ex, or are y'all starting on a clean slate? Like, so I give or take, it's a tough thing to deal with, out here. And we can have our first caller. I could do my whole little intro thing and everything. I've been trying to get my radio voice right for this type of thing, but hey, I'm here. I got my coffee this morning, and we got a message right here in the queue from a Mrs. Honey. Talk to me.
As if a lot of people talk about their exes because they're not healed yet, or they've been through a lot of trauma, or they're not over it. I mean, it could be a good thing to know, like you said, like to ask, hey, like, how is your ex? Because we might, I don't know. Yes and no. I mean, I don't really want to know about somebody else's ex all the time, but like, in order to understand somebody, if you do choose to date somebody, you feel me, who recently broke up or it was a long relationship, and you choose to, talk to somebody and they still trying to traumatize and they need to heal, you know what I mean? So you'll know, hey, they still need some time to heal before we start talking. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to bleed onto your new person that you're talking to. Because that's what end up happening when you talk about your.
That's a great point, honey. A lot of people do look for reactions and that, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like a litmus test for compatibility. Do you think that's a healthy way to approach dating? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, um, because right now you just gave a diagnosis of them not being healed, but also you said that it's a little bit of the two. Like, so I'm in agreement with you with that, and uh, like it does set off alarm. I see you got more.
Like I was saying, you can bleed onto somebody in your new relationship, and then you're just going in a loophole, basically doing the same thing. It's a never-ending cycle. So you can't bleed onto that new person that you're talking to. So I think it's best not to talk about your ex. Because you want a new start, you feel me, a new
I agree.
relationship, a new start to new things. And if you start talking about, you feel me, your ex, then you kind of bleeding on that new person.
I agree with you on that. I think altogether, like, and trying to get to know somebody, it's like, you know what? Because I'm looking for something new and new experiences, and you find that person. Yeah, I think that would be healthy just to focus on y'all from that point on, like to build. I don't think we all do that. I think we just like and then it is like comparing them to someone that you dated in the past. It's like because I've heard people say where like his last girlfriend was ugly. She didn't even she wasn't better than me. You know, it's all kind of stuff. You know what I mean? But it's like, do you date that person after that too? It's like, or she got a bigger butt, and this one is skinny or something. I think it's a lot of trying things scenarios there. But yeah, I'm with you on that, honey. I think that this is a serious thing. I agree with you on not talking about your exes, um, developing an authentic union. But like I think when you bring it up, it's like some people like, oh, well, do you buy your women things and everything, or like I don't know, but like because with me, if I'm first meeting you, I don't think I should have to buy you something right now. Like not in the sense of like if we're on a general date, but in the sense of like if you ask me to go on a trip with you, that's like relationship shit. Like, what I mean? Like, you know, um, and we first meeting, what I mean? I know, I think I can speak for all dudes. Like when we say, we get invited somewhere or something and we're like, like a girl like that. Yeah, we want to do a weekend getaway. Y'all just met. Y'all ain't really been together too long and all that. And it's like just me and you, right? And she like, yeah, but she'll tell you something like, oh, I already paid for my room. Like, you got to pay for your half and everything, right? So it's like, okay. Now, at this point, I'm wondering what am I going on this trip for? So, are we sleeping in the same room? Or, what's going on? But, I know I went off topic right there, but that's a scenario that could eventually develop from bringing up your ex on dates. You know what I mean? I see, we got a couple of people tapping in, and if you want to tap in, please feel free to do so, and come holler at us. You know what I mean? I got the panel open also, so um, again, we're gonna go back to the question for those that missed, that missed what we were talking about in the opening. Um, I'm your host, First Fam Chill. You know what I mean? Instagram, all that stuff. And the topic today gets under a lot of people's skin, as I told y'all before. Why is it that some men and women can't seem to resist bringing up their exes on dates? Is it insecurity? Is it nostalgia? Or are they simply looking for validation? So, I would love to hear people's thoughts on um, bringing up exes on dates and going from there. So, honey, got you again.
To be honest, I feel you. I can't stand people that say, she was uglier than her ex is ugly and stuff. I hate that because at the end of the day, just because you think she's ugly, don't mean that she can't provide or put something on the table that you couldn't. That's mostly likely what it is. Most people do that all the time, and it's like, well, maybe she can motivate him better than what you could, just because you can be the most prettiest thing in the world and have the most nastiest attitude and demeanor. You feel me? And on the thing about the trip thing, it should be a give and take. You know what I mean? As much as a man should do for a woman should do for a man too. So it should be give and take. You feel me? If he's buying her something, she should buy him something too.
Yeah, facts. I like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's real, but it's not lot of real relationships out there where folks can really do that. You know what I'm saying? Um, I think that a lot of them just get into it to the fact where they just like if somebody gonna do it, I'm that's gonna validate him to be my boyfriend. Out for it to be for me to know that I'm gonna be with him forever. So I have to go to Roof Chris to know if he's my person or not. I got to go out to like the top of the line stuff just to know that he's really going to be a provider for me, or he got to buy me a Birkin bag, or he have to show me that he got money for me to know that I'm happy. I'm gonna be happy with him and then she don't have to do nothing but give you the bare minimum because you like her. But I thought it was both ways. Like we both gotta like each other, and I'm not bringing up my ex. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm meeting you for the first time, and the first thing that we got to offer each other is a trip to Bali and all that. And I don't even know if we sleeping in the same room, or if we're gonna be making love in the air or nothing. You know what I mean? But not that that matters, but it do matter. You know, um, you got that out there. You know what I'm saying? And then if you are a guy that brings up your ex in that kind of scenario, I'm sorry. You get what you came for, because she don't care about your ex. She don't care about you neither, because the first thing she wanted to do was see if you was capable of sending her somewhere where she could build a lifestyle around three men that worship, and that goes on. And then you got men out here that do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like some of them call it pimping. They like, oh, I got three women. This one take care of me and do this, and this one do this, and this one let me hold her car so I can go see the other two who live very far. I don't know, man. I guess we bring up exes because we like, yo, that's something I'm not going to tolerate. Um, and if you did bring up your ex, or you just bringing up lessons you learned from that last relationship, that's why we bring them up. Like, yeah, my ex used to do that. You know what I mean? When we should be saying, well, I learned a lesson from something like this, or this scenario that we're in right now, when dating someone new. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lesson I learned in, you know what I mean, like communication. It's like, if I don't listen to you while we're having a conversation, then it's going in one ear and out the other. I think we should just keep it real from the jump. Like, if I meet somebody new, right, I'm keeping it real from the jump. This is what I'm trying to do, and I don't want to do this and none of that. But if I lose interest, I may cheat, and that's what's going on. People lose interest, and we do some high school shit like cheat. You know what I mean? Because we found somebody else that like this and have attention. You know, um, talk to me, honey.
Can't even lie, I've done it before, when I was dating. And I remember I was just like freshly out of a 7-year relationship. And I used to bring my ex up, and he's the father of my child. I remember I was talking to this one dude. He was like, I ain't worried about him right now. We ain't talking about him. Yeah, don't worry. We worry about us. You feel me? Don't talk about him. And I didn't understand it. Plus I was young. But now that I see it and I understand, I'm like, oh yeah, ain't nobody want to hear about their ex. I'm trying to get to know you. You feel me? Like on a whole
Hmm.
different level.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be out here. You know what I mean? Like, once you meet somebody, like, check this out. We meet somebody. You might as well come to the panel, honey. But we meet people, right? And we expect it to be like, you telling everything you've been through and all that. They don't give a fuck about none of that going forward. They like, look, we met right now. If you feeling me and I feeling you, and you got me and I got, then we rolling in the story. You know what I mean? And so then y'all might run, and y'all might make it a year. Some people, let's just hypothetically, you go 10 years with this person. You're like, yo, I can't see no wrong in this motherfucker. All right, like, he was with me with nothing, and we've been in a 10 year relationship, and this is what we accumulated together. But if I took a chance on my ex or anybody else that I couldn't rock with, then we get this. So you know what I mean. I say that to say, you know what I mean. Like, yes, it really matters about where you and the person that you're talking to now are going to go. It shouldn't be, if you're going to go deep pockets with it, you know what I mean? Y'all got to both mutually agree, like, yo, you know what I mean? Because it's an investment at this point now. Like, you already invested time in the exes. So when you on the new time, it's like, yo, do you you going to keep bringing them up or showing that, you know what I mean? You can't move on. And I ain't gonna say that you can't, but you know what I mean. Some people just do it just to say, like, hey, you know what I mean. I feel like they bring it up because they trying to let you know they don't want to tolerate certain shit and get bored and start moving on. You know what I mean. Um, but yeah, 9 times out of 10, if they keep bringing up their ex, they probably still trying to make sense of it. You know what I mean. And that could linger on. But the only way that you can defeat that lingering is by being with somebody, right? Meeting somebody new. I ain't gonna say being with somebody, but meeting somebody new. We all both reciprocate the same energy, and it's lit because you ain't gonna be thinking about the other person no more. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna be thinking about. You ain't even gonna be talking about them. You know, like, we ain't even gonna be talking about my ex used to do that. Y'all, it'll go more like this, like, babe, what's up? You know what I mean? Where you want to go this weekend? You know what I mean? Y'all doing shit. Y'all ain't sitting around thinking about none of that shit. The conversation to go more. Just now, y'all speaking the same love language because you saying, babe, you know what I mean? Let's do something. Let's get out there, babe. I appreciate your energy. I'm around you every day. Like, you know, you want to go do this. You know what I mean? And this, you know what I mean? Y'all ain't think about it, ex.
Or another thing, about like what you said, if a man, women look for men that can buy him certain things to tell him that they're the one. Like if he has to get me a Birkin bag, he's the one. Nah. See, my thing is, yeah, like I like to go to my favorite restaurant, J. Alexander's. It can be a little pricey sometimes, but I'm always bougie on the budget. But at the same time, I will never ask a man to do something for me that I couldn't do for myself. So, like, that's some bogus stuff. Because women be out here talking about, oh, he has to get me this, he has to get me that. No, if I can get it for myself, you feel me? A man should be able to do it too. But at the same time, I would never ask a man to do something that I couldn't do for myself. Like that's going over and beyond. Why would you ask somebody to do something that you can't even provide or do for your dang self? Okay.
Now I feel you on that. You know what I'm saying? And just to piggyback off of it, you know what I mean? Like some men feel like, yo, I'm not gonna ask her something that I wouldn't do, vice versa. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and when you think about it, men really don't be asking for shit. Like we don't really have a high list of demands from you, but except to be my peace. You know what I mean? Like just be that woman. Like when I get home or when you get home from work, like you know what I mean. We each other's zen. You know what I mean? Or therapy. You know what I mean? Like we around each other, like you know what I mean, like that's where we replenish our energy in each other and go back to deal with the world. But other than that, we don't really be asking for, I know I don't, you know what I mean. But it's men out there that probably like, yeah, well, if she can't do this and do that, you know what I mean, which is everybody got demands. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing wrong with going to your favorite restaurant and and doing for yourself. But it's also like with some men, they like, damn, if I could do, I know I could do that for myself, but because it's her favorite restaurant, this would kill me. Women be wanting a man to plan where they gonna go, but they got a favorite restaurant, and he just meet me for the first time. How the fuck do he know where the fuck to go? Or you know what I mean? What you think he might like? I mean, what he think you might like? Because if you pick a restaurant out, it might be something pricey or something you heard of, but you'll be like, oh, the food wasn't all that great. Like, but y'all went. You know what I mean? Or, oh, I ain't even like that place. The food wasn't all that great. It was all hype, but you only went there because, you know what I mean? It's scenarios like that, that's out there. You know what I mean? And it's a different argument. Like, men are on a different tone these days because we like, damn it, no matter what I'm going to do, she's never going to be happy going forward. And if she is, I don't ever know, but I know she's full. So, yeah. If y'all just tapping in, just know that we just putting I'm sorry, pardon me. I'm rolling up as we discuss this right now. So just bear with me because I'm almost done, and then I got to do my light right quick. Yeah, so we getting right back to it. All right. So I'm gonna get back to it. Honey, you might as well come to the panel if you will. Don't even worry about nothing. You know what I mean? Just hit the button. I'll bring you on because you know what I mean. What I'm about to say right now, I want to go ahead and put out there. And, I got you right now. Coming on in there. Hey,
Hey,
hey, hey,
good
hey,
morning.
good morning, good morning. And just for everybody listening, where are you calling from? Where you from?
I'm from Dayton, Ohio.
That's what's up. Shout out to Ohio, man. I'm all the way in Trenton, New Jersey, and
Okay,
it's
okay.
great to hear your voice this morning, and
Yes, sir.
appreciate you chiming in. I appreciate all your input.
Definitely. I was like, this is an interesting topic. I'm on my way driving back somewhere. I had an hour drive. I was like, let me go ahead and get on here. I was like, oh, this is an
Yeah, I
interesting
appreciate that.
topic. Yeah, because I can relate because I used to be that person. That's the crazy thing. I really did. Because, once you're in a relationship for a very long time, people don't understand that it takes a second, but like a long time, especially depending on how like your relationship is, how
Hmm.
deep y'all was into it. Y'all might
Yeah,
have kids. It takes a minute for somebody to get over somebody. Okay,
that's it,
like
do.
it really do after so many years, because like you think like me. I was with somebody for 7 whole years, had a child with them and everything. Now, I didn't think it was gonna take me 5 years, you feel me, to totally,
Hmm.
get over at that in the situation or how it ended. You know what I mean? So it took me a little second. People don't understand that. So like when you first start getting back in the dating scene, yeah, you
Yeah.
gonna end up talking about your ex because then you'll see things. Let's say you're on a date, like you said, you might relate to things like, oh yeah, my
Hmm.
ex used to do that. Yeah, my
Yeah.
ex used to do that. You know what I mean? Like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm not your ex. You can't compare
Yeah.
everybody to your ex. But that's when I was talking about like when people healing, they're so used to their ex, they don't know what else to look out here for. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. And it's funny because also, right, some like what I've noticed in the dating things field right now, dating pool, people say, well, some women will say like, you know what I mean, like I want a man that could plan a date, and he knew on the dating scene again, he been in a relationship last 5 years, 10 years, whatever it may be, right? She want him
Yeah.
to plan, and all he knows is where him and his ex went. so
Yeah.
so
See,
it's
that's
like,
too deep.
yeah, so like, but most that's most men, because we like, damn, we don't know what women want, so it's hard for us to plan sometimes. But then if we do plan something, it's like, all right, we're gonna look for something. Somebody give us an alley oop and tell us, you know what I mean? Oh, this where the top people go for dating right now, and you go, or the women 9 times out of 10 knew about the spot before the guy who just learned about it, and they'll just go just because
Right.
it was a nice gesture, you know what I mean? But at the same time,
Right.
that wasn't the place they wanted to go, but they get it. They like, that was nice, but that's not what I wanted. And that happens, like, you
But
know what I mean?
yeah, but don't they talk like when you in your talking stage and you just get out? Don't y'all like? Don't anybody ask like, "Hey, what's your favorite food?" Ain't the like that's the typical basic questions of dating. Like, what's your
Yeah.
favorite food? Where you like to eat? But it's like women, they just want so much and it's irritating. My father, personally, I'm a big, you feel me, dad's girl. I work on cars, you feel me? So my
That's
dad
what's up.
teaches me the ropes. Yeah, my dad teaches me the ropes because at the end of the day, he wants me to know how a man's supposed to treat me, but also how I'm supposed to treat a man. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
definitely.
it's like, I don't understand. Women have these high expectations, but it's like in the 50s we have to we I don't think it was in the 50s, but before that, whatever, we wasn't supposed to be working. We wasn't supposed to do this. We was supposed to depend on the man, be at home, take care of the kids. But now that we have, that independency, which is okay, it's like we still want that old school, you feel me, you take care of me, you do this, you do that, but still want that independent, like you can't do that. No, it's a give and take, especially in the world today. It has to be a give and take. Like, I also think that in the dating scene, a woman should also take a man out on a date too. Yeah, let's go old
Yeah.
school. A man should take a woman on a date. Yes. Okay. All right. I'm gonna see what he likes to do. Let me go take him out on a date. You feel me? I want to see what he likes to do, how he's gonna react in a certain. I like that's when when I'm dating. I like to see how men gonna react to certain things, or how
Yeah.
he handle himself and demeanor when we're out in public. Like, let's say you take a man out to a bar. How does he act when he's drunk? Does he get belligerent? Does he get loud? Does he get fun drunk? You know what I mean? Can
Yeah.
he handle his alcohol? You know what I mean? Is he
Yeah.
grown? Because some men out here act like boys. You know what I mean? Depending on the situation. How does men
Definitely.
handle it? Let's say we're out and about and a man's trying to holler at me, but we on our first date, which I've had that happen.
Yeah.
How are you gonna react? Because I was on a date at a bar. And the bar wasn't, I don't go to no packed bars. You feel me? I don't.
Okay.
That's not for me, because I can't find the exit. You feel me? Because too much stuff be going on in the bar. So if I can't find
Yeah.
the exit, I don't want to be there. So it's like, I seen one of these dudes I was talking to, and I was talking to a new dude. So he tried to flaunt his weed in front of me and all that stuff. And I'm like, I'm not into that stuff no more. Like a big bag. And
Yeah.
I'm like, no. And it's like, what do you do? How do you handle yourself? So I had to tell the new guy because he interrupted. We was playing a game of pool with some people we didn't know. He interrupted our game of pool. just to get my attention. Like literally. And I'm sitting here like, why is he doing this? And my date's like, man, who the hell is this? Why the hell is he always over here? I don't even know him. Because it's only four people at this pool table. So I had to, it
Yeah.
was embarrassing, but I had to tell him, hey, that's like one of my exes I used to talk to, da da da, this and that. And I was like, but I'm not worried about him. Like, guys will really do that. They really don't care. So that was my
Yeah.
first date experience. It was embarrassing, but I didn't want to tell him. You know, you don't want to tell somebody that's your ex. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
when your exes start to act different and being weird, you know, interrupting pool games, yeah, I have to tell my date, hey, that's my ex. Blah blah blah. Don't pay them no
Yeah.
attention. I'm not. I didn't even know he was gonna be here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is not a spot we used to go to. Like, he just ended up there. That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
But I, but I just want to see how people act. Like, he acted well when I told him. You know, he was like, "Oh, that's cool. Ain't nobody paying him no mind. So what you doing after this? You feel me?"
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it
that's how
just depends on
that's
the
how you address
situation.
the new guy.
Yeah, that's what he.
Wow.
That's what he's. No, yeah, that's what he said. He said he's not paying no attention to it. He's just worried about us. Like, that's his loss. It's my game. That's fine by me. Okay. So what we doing at this? Where we going to eat? You feel me? And we had a fun night for the rest of the night. You know what I mean? So it just depends on the situation. I when I'm dating on my first date, men don't know when women what women want. Women don't know what they want. Let's go be honest. Half the time they don't want, like, they don't know what they want. That's why men feel like it's never enough.
Yeah.
They don't know what they want because they're always changing their minds and their perspectives on things. So
Yeah. And I think that
yeah.
that goes on a lot. I agree with you there. But I mean the same thing with men. You know what I mean? We can go on dates and we might have an ex. Some of us have exes that can't move on and they see you somewhere. Now
Mm-hmm.
ironically fate had it that they needed to see you on something else. And
Mm-hmm.
and it's hard for them to deal with, you know what I mean? Um
Yeah, it do. Ain't gonna lie, I've been there, done it.
yeah, you know, because
Definitely.
yeah, if folks can't move on, they be like, you went and got somebody better than me. You know what I mean? You
Nah,
know,
I had to, yeah.
just
I
that
mean,
alone. Just imagine sitting across from somebody and they've been laughing and sharing stories like, you know what I mean, and
and
somebody will
that was
say
your
something like,
ex.
yeah, you know, like somebody will be like, uh, my ex used to do that, and then they actually pop up like on a date.
See, that's crazy. That's crazy work. I have never ever had that happen. I don't know.
But hold
I
on,
don't
hold on.
know.
You just said it happened.
It did happen, but I didn't pay it no mind, so I didn't tell him no. You know me,
I
I'ma
know.
just keep it on. You feel me? Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. But I wasn't talking about my ex. He just had
Okay.
this was different. This was like after I had stopped dating the father of my child for like 7 years. I started
Yeah.
dating again, and he was just one of them people that I had to cut because he was not it. You feel me?
Yeah.
We didn't even
Nah, I
last
hear
that long. I thought we did, but nah, he wasn't the one. So when he had popped up in the bar, I'm like, man,
you.
why you gotta pop up here? Like, what the
Yeah,
hell?
that's
Like,
my point.
why?
Like, yeah, that had to be crazy because it's like, all right, I ain't bringing up
Yeah.
my ex, but the nigga gonna pop up. Like,
You feel me? Like,
like you ain't
dang.
even.
And then he was acting a fool. Acting a
Yeah.
fool. Why? Like, I'm not
Yeah.
paying him no mind. I'm not giving him dirty looks or nothing. I'm worried about the person I'm dating now. You feel me? Or trying to talk to now. Man, he didn't came over there, interrupted the pool game. Then he was trying to flaunt some weed and stuff. And I'm like, I do not care about that because I'm the type of person. I don't care if you have money. I don't care if you're rich. I don't care if you have the nicest car in the world. I'm not gonna date you because of that. I want to date you for your personality, and I'm dating to marry. So if you're
It,
not
it,
that, baby, you need to go ahead and go on, cause
isn't
all
it
that stuff
something
don't
that?
mean nothing.
Yeah, isn't it something that people, got it has to be materialistic. Like they,
Stupid.
like yeah, it's like I got this, I got that, the car. You know what I mean?
No.
And there's people really out there dating for that, and I realize that it's women out here dating to maintain a lifestyle, and it don't matter how many people they date. You know what I mean? If they can date
Yeah.
5 people at the same time to maintain a certain lifestyle, they're gonna do it. And I think
Yeah.
for some niggas out there, niggas is on their pimp shit too. They like, you know what? If I
It's
could
women
date five
too.
women, yeah. So
Because I was one of them.
you get what I'm saying? They
But
like,
I
yeah,
don't do that no more. I don't do that no more. And I had to see, I'm 27 now. So, like, when I was like, I say 22, 23, 24, I think when I hit 25, it kind of hit me. I don't want to have this person takes me out on dates. This person smokes with me. This person, he takes me to go drink. This person takes me out of town. Oh, this person, if I needed something and I'm in a rut, he can help me. Or he has a car. No, I had to stop doing that because I had to learn. Because my dad told me don't depend on a man. No offense, but it should be. I teach my son that too. Don't depend on no woman either. You should depend on
yeah.
yourself because you
You,
got yourself in
as
the
a
end.
parent, you have to do that for both.
Yeah, you
I
feel
feel you
me?
on that.
Yeah, for men and women, you feel me? Regardless of the gender, I just feel like it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like you don't really want to do that because first of all, you get mixed up, then you get caught up, and then they get in their feelings, and you look like a jerk. Like you get people in their feelings. That's too much, and people get in their
Let me
feelings out here.
let me ask you this now. When your ex was have showed up, did you think? I mean, well, how did the guy handle himself? The one you was on the date with?
He handled it fine. At first he was just kind of like, what the heck is going on? Why does this dude keep coming over here? I don't know who he is. Like, what the heck? Like, you know what I mean? Especially for dude, it's four people. Two, you know how you play pool, 2 and 2. You feel
Mm-hmm.
me? So it's like, why is this fifth person over here? Why does he keep coming around this table, this pool table?
Mm-hmm.
Why? What is his reasoning? So he was kind of like, man, what's up with dude? Like, he weird. You feel me? Like maybe he on some
Yeah.
drunk stuff, and he just got there. He was not on no drunk stuff, and he appeared with another woman, thinking that it was gonna make me jealous, and no, it did make
Yeah,
me
he
jealous.
needed your attention
Yeah, he was
because
trying.
because check this out. He was probably telling the other girl about you on the date,
Mhm.
and then he ended
Mhm.
up over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
He did, and that's crazy. He left her alone. He kept
yeah.
coming by the table, kept coming by the table. I'm like, bro, why you keep doing it? Then he
Or
started
she might have
questioning.
left his ass alone at the bar. Cause think about it, he over there with you now.
Nah, I didn't leave my date. I would never do that. That's so
No, I'm talking
disrespectful.
about his date that he came with. Probably left his ass, and he
Oh, she
ended
was
up
just
over there where
standing
you
there
was
at
at.
the bar table. She was just sitting there at the bar looking at him. Like, what are you
Yeah,
doing? You probably
she
over
probably said
there.
this nigga is weird. She probably
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, because it is weird. Like I didn't want to talk to you no more. It was like he had like I think 4 kids. I was young. This was one of
Dang.
those times where I was on my player stuff. I told you I had one person for this one. He was one of those, and you just no, he was not one of them. He had too much
Yeah,
going on, and yeah,
that's
I let
crazy.
him go. Yeah, girls, I think girls are like that out here because we got tired of being played, and it's crazy because this generation of females,
Yeah,
it's
hey,
like it's
I
roles
thought about.
reversed.
I see it. I look when I watch all the rap videos today, right?
Hmm.
I gotta tell the youth and the kids. I said, ain't none of them girls gonna cook, keep your house clean, or nothing. They all in the trap
Nope.
house with ski masks on,
Yup.
talking
Exactly.
about brokey.
Yeah.
They telling you brokey, okay?
Yeah. When really where
That's
you really where you need to try to not provide but like support your man, you know? Cause
yeah,
men need motivation out here. I'm not gonna lie. Especially
seriously.
black men, cause it be hard out here. And the way the world is, the people be undermining them, you feel me? Giving them a hard time at work. You wanna come home to some peace. Who wants to come home?
That's all we ask. We men really don't
Literally.
have too many demands. We like I ain't ask you
Y'all
for
just
shit.
want
I
some
just want
peace. Yeah,
peace and some pussy.
peace.
But
And some
uh
food. You feel me? And maybe
and
your
some food
own
too.
blunt. You hear me? And
Yeah.
your own blunt. Not too much. Men really don't ask for a lot. Like I said, my dad teaches me how I'm supposed to be treated by a man and how I'm supposed to treat a man because at the end of the day, that's how it goes. It's 50-50, take you take. You feel me?
Mm. I like that. Well, Miss Cheesecake just sent us a message in.
Hey,
What's
Miss
going on, Miss
Cheesecake.
Cheesecake?
Oh my goodness. Hey, honey 98. How you doing? And first fam chill. What's going on? Why men and women bring up their ex on dates? I'm in here listening. What y'all got going?
Oh Lord. Well,
Oh,
basically, they're not over it, or they're bleeding on to other people. It takes a minute to get over a relationship. That's what I was
yeah,
telling
fact.
him.
Facts. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why do you bring up an ex on a relationship? Like, have you ever done it? Have you seen it done? You might not even notice that you're doing it. You know what I mean? But is it
Literally.
intentional? You know, you ask yourself all these questions because, but I'm gonna tell you, we all been victims of, you know what I mean? You ain't healed yet. You know, you probably need some more time by yourself. And I was
Hmm.
just telling Honey 98 that, you know, the only way you can heal is by moving on and finding somebody with the equal amount of energy, reciprocating the same energy, and you won't even think about the last person you was with. Y'all be making plans to go somewhere, take trips, spend more time together, move in together, shit like that. You moved on. But when you're a person that just got too much time to think to yourself, and you dating everybody else, but you still bringing up, you know, like some of the stuff they do. So when you meet somebody that might want to be involved with you, you say too much about them that makes them feel like, yo, you know what I mean? What you gonna do with me if you ain't like all the shit she did, and this stuff that we did reminds you of the shit she. I'm good. Got another message.
Okay, from my personal perspective or whatever, I ain't never brought up no ex on no damn date. First of all, their ass is a bit irrelevant in that moment. Like, why in the fuck am I
Okay.
talking about you? Your ass is old news. Have I had that happen to me? Yes. Um, 50-50 for me is a situation to where I'm understanding that, of course, if there was love there, you ain't gonna be able to get over that just so quickly. You know what I'm saying? Especially if y'all share children. But
Hmm.
then secondly, it's like it further lets me know that you got some attachment issues too, because it's like you
Hmm.
haven't released that energy and now you trying to reconnect with somebody else. It's giving codependency. I don't know. I'll be digging
Hmm.
too deep. I'll be reading too deeply. But then again, I got to because it's like, get away from me. Go away.
Not go away.
You
Oh
okay?
man. But now that's some real shit. That's what's going on out here. It is a
Hmm.
codependency, and men don't like codependency either. You know what I mean? Like, you
Yeah.
know, the type, like some men. You know, we date on hierarchy at times. You know what I mean? We look at, the corporate woman down to, you know what I mean, you know uh clerical state, social worker salary, you know what I'm saying? Um, and it's like what you could do, you know what I'm saying? Like if you meet somebody who she live in the projects, I'm not trying to be stereotypical, but this is what's out here. She ain't really doing shit. And
Mm.
that's codependency. It's like, nah, I don't want her. Then she's out here single with 5 kids, got a bad body. You know what I mean? You know, uh,
Yeah.
she might be fun, but what could I really do for her? And what could she really do for me?
Yeah, it's all about what you put on the table, though. You feel me? You
Mm-hmm.
you got to be able to put something on the table, women and men. Can't just come to the table empty-handed. That's like coming to a potluck without the mac and cheese, but you got everything
Yeah.
else. Like,
You know,
everybody
I brought
love
the
the mac and
plate.
cheese.
Yeah, I brought the plate, the forks, the spoons.
Right, you can bring something, contribute something. If you can't contribute, we can't eat at the same table. You feel me?
Hmm.
Like, most definitely. Because what people don't understand is that, like I said earlier, going on back off of piggybacking off of Miss Cheesecake, people bleed on people. And when you bleed on people, and like, man, she got a wonderful personality, but she keep talking about her ex. But I like her. I like the things she do. I like what she brings to the table. She keep that is gonna damage your new relationship. It really will. I've seen it done before, and it really will. So it's best for you to take some time out for yourself
Let me ask y'all this:
and heal.
have you ever met somebody that they like they're single, like, but and their ex is their ex, but they're still like good friends, like great friends, like.
Oh my gosh, yes. And it irritates me. I've done it. I've seen it. It ain't for me. No, you can't do that. We don't do no threesomes. Please, no. To the left. If you want to go be with her, go be with her. No, because
Yeah, or
my thing is
yeah,
no Diddy.
it's
But if tell your friends to be my friends, and we can all be friends. But nah, because my thing is, if I'm in a relationship and I don't know about her or we ain't hung around her together, we got a problem. No, because you wouldn't want me doing that with no man. Because a woman knows a woman. You feel me? And men don't understand this. I feel like as men, I don't think women do. I hate to say this, not trying to be. You feel me?
Mhm.
But women, when a woman talk to a man and y'all say y'all in a relationship, they know what it is. Like they be like, nah, she's just a friend. Nah, she was just being cool. No, I know what she was doing. No, you tripping. No, 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 no. I am not, because a woman knows a woman and woman's intentions. Just like a
Mhm.
man knows what a man does and a man's intentions. That's like a man telling me all of a sudden, like, oh yeah, I remember one time I was with my boyfriend and he was like, gave me money to go to UDF to go get me a pop or something. And I'm like, okay. So I went to go get a pop, and he was like, here's my card. Just call me and let me know so I can unlock my card. I'm like, okay. So I get up to the register. He was like, that's all you got? I'm like, yeah. He worked there. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, that's all I got. I didn't flirt with him or nothing. And he
Mhm.
was like, you can go ahead. I was like, are you sure? I got two pops. Like, you don't want me to pay? He's like, nah, you good, girl. You can go ahead. I come home. He was like, why didn't you call me? I was like, because I got it for free. He said, you got it for free? Like, what?
All right.
He didn't want my money. Like getting upset. Like that's not my fault. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah,
just took it. But a man, he knew what that man was doing. He was flirting with me, just like a woman knows a woman. A man knows a man. You feel
yeah,
me? Yep.
yeah. Because he just had to win you over, Miss Cheesecake.
Okay, say that, and I'm a fellow big back end. You can't just be coming to the cookout and you ain't brought a covered dish. What are you
You hear
doing?
me?
Excuse me,
Okay.
go away. Go away.
What?
Not for real. On a serious note, men and women are supposed to equally be bringing something to the table. That's
Mm-hmm.
not even just about finances either. Yeah, everybody's supposed to have their bag together. We grown. Like when I hear people say, I got my own place, I got my own car, I got a job. Congratulations on being a fucking adult. What else you
Mm-hmm.
got? Have you
Mm-hmm.
healed? Have you went to therapy? Have you sat on somebody's couch and talked about your daddy issues, your mommy issues, codependency issues,
Yep.
addictions? Because some people be coming into the equation with them addictions and shit, them inner demons, and then you don't know shit about nothing. Next thing you know, your woman a whole fucking alcoholic, drug addict, and you don't know shit about it. Like, wait a minute, what? Shit scary. Oh yeah,
Deal with
I'm
that.
good. I mean, if it's a situation, it depends on what the dynamic was. If y'all done seen each other's private parts before and y'all still friends as exes, y'all can go ahead and be with each other. Cause I'm not gonna sit
Mm-hmm.
here and be questioning. And this is not coming from a place of insecurity. It's just a situation to where y'all used to fuck. We
Okay.
Yeah,
currently fucking.
yeah.
That ain't
Directly.
gonna work. Cause I'm not trying to indulge in no threesome with you, sir. Cause I might fuck around and
Period.
take your bitch. I'm just saying that sounded really cocky, but it's the truth. Okay, I'm gonna sit down. I'm listening to y'all.
I'm weak. Say don't want no threesome. Okay, Miss Cheesecake? Not on that at all. Canceled. You hear me? Could
Now, but
never.
yeah, motherfuckers be still, rocking with a motherfucker and shit. They just on a furlough, you know what I mean, and they just running around, seeing what's out there, you know what I mean. But truth of the matter, man, like I said, I think it would be better like when you meet somebody and you could just, what I mean, straight up, just y'all going from there. Y'all ain't talking about exes and nothing. Y'all just, seeing where each other's intellect at. And like Miss Cheesecake was saying, you know what I mean? Like, it ain't even about the finance part, you know what I'm saying? Like everything else aligned, that'll come, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know what y'all bring to the table.
You feel me? Mentally, emotionally, and physically. It's more than about stability. Like she said, congratulations, you're an adult. You want a cookie, a pat on the back, you feel me? But it's like, what can you do for me mentally? What can
Yeah,
you do for me emotionally? What because men get angry. You're supposed to be their peace. So let's say something happened at work or they call you because they mad at work, but men react at work and they don't be caring, man. Forget this job. You feel me? You're supposed to
yeah,
be that man's peace. Like, baby, don't pay no attention to them. You make your money. You come home. I might have a blunt roll for you. F them. You know what I mean? You got
yeah,
this. Don't worry, you feel me? You supposed to be that peace, mentally, physically, emotionally. Are you showing me enough affection? You feel
Yeah.
me? If you're a man and I'm letting you lead, because that was one of my things, my biggest things when I was dating. Like, I had a situation where a man, he didn't really know what he was doing. But I was, sometimes, you got to teach somebody, you feel me? But if I'm letting you lead, are you going to lead me into a hole? Or can we lead together? Or is it going to be too much together?
I mean,
So,
I think women could kind of tell, like, from the rip, like, if they want him to lead or not, right?
mm-hmm.
Because you ain't
Most
just gonna let
definitely.
anybody lead you and just
Oh,
go get led
yeah,
into a hole.
okay, you hear me? But you got to give somebody a chance, especially if they ain't never tried. So, you know what I mean? And then you can guide them through it. It depends, but some women ain't got the patience for that. Some people don't stay in relationships long because they don't have the patience to I don't know, guide each other. I'll say it like that. To guide each other through life, because you learn people, and you're supposed to. I feel like when you're in a relationship, you're supposed to learn and teach each other new
Yeah,
things.
y'all, you got to learn how to speak that language. Y'all got to create that language together. If y'all
Hmm.
ain't got that lingo together, how y'all gonna speak? How y'all gonna represent each other in front of people? You know
Literally,
what I mean? Like, you
literally.
know, you taking last names and don't even get the gang. Mm,
Okay.
man.
Oh, honey, I'm glad you touched on that subject. You don't see my fingers, but clock it, clocking
Clock it.
it. Okay. I had an issue with being led, right? And for the longest time, I thought it was a situation to where because, you know, I had never had that representation of leadership that I was supposed to be submissive in each dynamic. But these motherfuckers didn't know how to lead. What can you do for me mentally, emotionally? How are we evolving together? What are you doing to pour into
Hmm.
my soul? Where are we
Yep.
going spiritually? If there's no leadership in that aspect, I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want it. Who are you being led by? Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody thinks that they're a leader, but who are we playing? For real. Who you
Literally.
follow? Are you following God or are you following your thoughts? Okay.
Damn.
She be deep on
And
that.
another thing to add on to that is, for the most part, when you hear people talk about relationships, it's always from the perspective of women. Well, women need this and women need that. What about that man? That man needs peace. He needs sustenance too. He needs to be able to look at you as a virtuous woman. What do you have to bring to the table besides your body? What does your mind look like? Where are you at spiritually? If you have children, where are you at when it comes to mothering? Do you come off
Literally.
nurturing? You know what I'm saying? You got to be his
Hmm.
safe place too, just like, you know what I'm saying? Vice versa.
Facts.
Literally.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
it's too much laziness out here. You know what I mean? Like, they got all these dating apps, right?
Hmm.
And it's a lot of shit to go down on the dating apps. You know what I mean? A
I
lot of
do.
stuff.
I've been
And
catfished.
that too, the people with that, you know what I mean? And a lot of people ain't healed from that, you know what I mean? Because we,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But also, it's a lot of broken people. That's the first place they go. You know what I mean? They break up. So I'm gonna go. It's like going shopping for sneakers. It's like I'm gonna get somebody better than her. But you know what I mean? One with chrome on it, and it really be. They might meet somebody. Because you could dress up your bio however you want to do it, right? And
Yeah.
they meet somebody, and like you said, catfish. They were catfishing somebody. You know what I mean? Like the whole thing is unhealed trauma. You know what I mean? From your last relationship, that's where they went to a dating app to become a weirdo. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
They
You,
always do.
you
You don't
know,
never find nothing good on there.
no, you don't. And I'm not saying that it ain't no Christians that mingle or Christian singles or whatever the
Is
hell they
that
they.
is that a Christian mingle thing, a real thing?
It is. And I heard they the devil on there too, but you know what I mean. Uh,
Oh
real
my
talk.
God, we ain't gonna talk about catfish. I got catfish on here, y'all. I feel some type of way about it. I've been catfished before, you know what I'm saying? Before social media, we needed Neve and Max back in the day, man. And y'all remember the chat lines and shit? I got catfished on there, but I wasn't really surprised because wasn't no visual
Yeah.
representations at that time. But I got catfished on here. Recently, as a matter of fact, motherfucker sent me a picture. Well, they didn't send me a picture. They put it as their profile picture on here, and I'm smart. I took a screenshot of it, put it in the reverse image search. Come to find out, it's a whole fucking actor that's married with children, and I'm just like, huh. So this person, I ain't been talking to this person in particular. You've been lying about your whole identity. Ain't nobody got time. That's why it's just about to be me, pit bull, puppies, cats, and reptiles. I ain't got time.
Not pit bulls, puppies. Oh
She said
man.
lions and tigers and bears. Oh my.
Oh man. Yo,
I'm
yeah,
weak.
that real shit, man. Man, listen, I appreciate having y'all on this show, man. My blunt has came to an end. My coffee is done. You
All
know what I mean?
right.
I really appreciate this conversation, man. We really got to do a part two or something, man.
Most
That's what I
definitely.
normally do. But
Just let me know.
yeah, I will do. You know what I mean? Please follow me. I don't know if my
Yeah, I
information up
followed you
on here.
back. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so you know what I mean. I catch you on the next one. Um,
All right.
this is so neat. This was needed though. You know what I mean. So I
It
appreciate you,
was.
honey. 98. Peace and blessings on your day.
All right. Have a blessed one.